I'm going to give you a very easy way to think. And if you actually think this way, pretty much everything that you do will become more successful, will become higher converting, will get you more sales, etc. And that is, you ready for this? Two words. It's actually really simple. I try my very best to make things simple. There's a guy named Vern Harnish. He's the CEO of Gazelles, a big scaling company. They've worked with Google, they've worked with Rackspace, they've worked with, a lot of really, really large companies to help them scale. And Vern Harnish says the role of a leader is to make things easy. And there's also a quote I mentioned, I think yesterday, James Clear, amazing guy. I met him at a John Maxwell event. And he said, "You'll never rise to the level of your goals. You'll fall to the level of your systems." I'm going to give you a very easy way to think. And if you actually think this way, pretty much everything that you do will become more successful, will become higher converting, will get you more sales, etc. And that is, you ready for this? Two words, next step. I want you to always think about next step. I was praying about this topic this morning. That's what I got. Next step. And so I'm going to give you some clarification. Don't worry. We're not ending it, right? We're going to continue, help you out. I had a mentor many years ago, hired him for a year. I think I was paying him at the time $25,000 a month. He helped me with a few big things. And that mentor told me, never create islands. Don't create islands. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, well, look at what you just did. I had just created a course on speaking, how to be a better speaker, how to sell from stage, etc. And he's like, look at that right there. He goes, I go through that. Where do I go from there? And I'm like, well, and he was right. This guy built an 80 million a year real estate education company from scratch. And the way that he did it is he always had a next step. There was always a next step. There was never not a next step, always a next step. If you attended the free preview seminar during the week, you would be pitched, right? Hey, if you like this, come to the weekend event. If you went to the weekend event, you'd say, hey, get this platinum package or get this other coaching package. And so, you would, okay, some people would buy that, right? So you go to that thing. Well, at that thing, you should be investing in rental properties or pre-construction. And if you did that, well, you should invest in our hedge fund, or our real estate investment trust for private equity and private money to buy more. There was never an end. There was always a next step. Next step in this context doesn't necessarily mean next thing for sale. Now that I've kind of blown it up here, let's drill it back down. Hit that like button if you like the idea of getting more specific in how to execute this. On all of your public profiles, don't just create a great video. Have a next step. Keep in mind, not everyone's going to have a next step. So I look at 2019 was our first $6 million year. And in that year, when we ran the analysis, I think it was like somewhere between 85, I wish I knew the exact number, sorry. I think it was between 85 to 90% of my email list had never bought anything. Think about that. Does everyone take the next step? No. But here's the problem. You're not giving the next step to people who would. That's the problem. Last night, we had a wonderful dinner with some friends of ours. And, these guys, successful in what they do. One works for an angel investment company and they're both just awesome, right? They're super friendly, super kind, super smart, live here locally. And so we're talking and they were very intrigued that, I, on a partnership that I have with a company, and they were asking me a lot of questions about it. And so I gave them a next step. I'm like, hey, start the 5-day trial, get into it, go to this specific course. And if this doesn't resonate with you, which I think it really will, it has with every single person I've ever instructed to do it. But if it doesn't resonate with you, just cancel. Don't worry about it. I gave them a next step. And so the problem is you have people that are following you on social media. You may even have friends and family that would actually take the next step with you, but you never offer it. You assume they know what to do and they don't. So you don't just do a great video, have a next step. That is an option for those who are willing to take the next step. Now, it doesn't mean you structure all of your value to pitch the next step. I think that's a big mistake that people have made. One of my good friends, Russell Brunson, we go back and forth about every month. He did an amazing job of how to craft a perfect webinar, right? And some people took it to the extreme where all of their value they ever create is just actually a pitch to sell the next thing. I'm not saying pitch to sell the next thing, just always offer the next thing. Some of my best sales days that I've had were not based on some structured, amazing webinar. It was just me doing great video, offering the next step, and off we went. So you do value, offer a next step for those looking for the next step. And I remember a long time ago, we did a training, we did an event called, I think it was Top Earner Marketing Boot Camp. I think that was the event many years ago. And this guy came to the event. I didn't have some kind of hardcore sales pitch, but I mentioned coaching. And he decided to move forward, hired me as a coach. In our very first talk, I'm like, okay, what's your plan? And he said, I'm going to do a lot of Facebook Lives. I'm like, okay, what are you going to offer at the end of the lives? He goes, nothing. He was proud of this. Nothing at all. I'm just going to do them, just give value, give love and teach and share. And I'm not going to offer anything. And I said, okay, cool. Well, let me ask you this question. You just came for my event, right? Oh yeah. Yeah. Did I give a lot of value there? Oh my goodness. It was awesome. It was so good. And, I mentioned coaching there and you bought the coaching. Yeah. Well, he's wondering, why is he asking this? This is all obvious. And I said, what if I wouldn't have offered coaching? He said, well, actually, I would have been really bummed because I actually wanted to work closer with you. I'm like, exactly. Now, did I shove it down everyone's throat? Did I put people in headlocks and sleeper holds to get them to sign on the dotted line? He's like, no. I'm like, exactly. You do these lives, good idea, but offer something because there's going to be people that would take the next step with you if you offered it. And so don't create islands. Don't create this, here's how to do something or here's some value. Okay, we're all done here. You've learned everything you can possibly. No, there are no islands. There's always a next step. There's always a deeper dive. There's always a way to wring more out of the individual, the system, the process, whatever. You create value, have a next step. You do a story, have a next step. You guys see me do this all the time, don't I? So now in stories, and I specifically mean like Facebook stories, Instagram stories, it's usually more promo next step, but I'm always offering a next step, always offering a next step. I started this video by sharing with you what's over on our new YouTube channel, right? That could be for some of you, that's the next step. Customers. Let's say some of you, you'll bring in a customer and you're like, all done here, right? Card dealers, right? No, you're not done. What's their next step? Now it may be to register for an event. When I was actively recruiting and I was the number one income earner in the network marketing company, and someone would say, well, after I took them through a presentation, they're like, okay, how much is it to join? Do you know I would add in the estimated travel cost to the next event? Now I wouldn't charge them that, but I would say, well, for you to start, it's $500, but there is an event in Tampa and to travel from there, that's probably going to cost you an extra $1,100, about $1,600 all in. I would instruct them and just have them anticipate when you join, you come to the next event. When you bring in a new customer, what's their next step? It may be to register for an event, to register for a training. It may be to watch the fast start. It may be to download the recipes, whatever, but there should be some next step. There should always be a next step. Okay. Next step. Think about this in everything that you do. Now, for some of you, maybe it's to figure out your brand. So in chapter 7 of my brand new book, Faith Driven Wealth, I talk all about an anointed brand. I believe that every single person has an anointed brand that if they just walked in this season in that brand, God's favor would be all over it. And you've seen people have supernatural acceleration and they're brand new to something. And all of a sudden they're on every stage, they're on every podcast. They're like, what the heck, man? I've been at this for years. No. You've been at what you think is a great brand for years. They stepped into their anointed brand and got acceleration fast. See the difference? And so maybe for you, your next step is to figure out that anointed brand, which we talk about in the book. Maybe for you, maybe you're in your anointed brand, but you're not quite getting the best direction. You're not sure, like, yesterday or the day before, I met with one of our clients. She's amazing, Miss Kim Ward. She's incredible. She's the Pinterest queen. And I helped her simplify her offers. She had a lot of different offers. And I'm like, okay, you need to like move this to this. You need to move this, make this an upsell, lead with this, and create front loaders for this, right? And so I just made it really simple. So for some of you, you may need coaching, whether it's from me or some whatever your coach of the, your flavor of the month. For some people, you need a coach. Many times I've needed a coach, and I have multiple coaches right now that I compensate to learn from to grow my business. Right. And so always point to a next step, whether it's a brand new rep, brand new customer, whether it's someone following you on social media, always have a next step and watch how all of these pieces start to move people. If you can really stretch yourself, there's always the next step. There's always an intimate gathering. For example, in September, we're doing a 1-day retreat. And I got a very intimate group going to come down here to Southwest Florida, and we're going to help them with sales and help them use AI. It's just going to be awesome. And so there's always a next step. There are clients that you have, customers that you have, reps that you have that they either want more time with you or they'd like to have dinner with you or coaching with you. If you get creative, if you think about what others need, you'll be able to come up with that next step. And so I hope this is helpful to you. If it was, feel free to share, drop a comment, like it. I appreciate you so much. Have an amazing day. God bless you, your business, and your family. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.